Well, Andy, thank you for coming to the great town of Ware Shoals. It's my birthplace, my hometown. And the town of Ware Shoals reaches out to me occasionally for their piping needs, and they had a specific project over the Marion Carnell Bridge. They need to replace a water line, and they had freezing issues, so I recommended the ThermOmegaTech line.
Eastern got involved. They recommended this FP device, stainless steel. We give us freeze protection, no electrical hookups, no batteries. So we ordered, I believe it's 3 of them we have on here.
When it got real cold, and we had a cold snap for about two weeks, and these things really held up really well. You know, I come in here, it was 10 degrees outside, and we had ice right in this area. You know, come back, they'd warm up through the day, and they'd be right cut back off.
Yep.
They're working, hadn't had any issue.
I know with this particular valve, it can be installed horizontally or vertically. In this particular application, it was put in a horizontal location at 2 points, critical points at the high end and at the low end, to make sure there was no freezing in between and that water moved from 400 feet across the bridge to ensure that it continued to operate properly.
It comes down, runs in the ground here, and it runs all the way to the hydroelectric facility.
Okay.
Quarter mile down the road on the right down there.
And prior to getting the freeze protection valves?
Prior to getting freeze protection valves, it was compromised quite a bit. They didn't have water. We was having trouble getting them water. You know, these busted lines, working on that line
So it was not only just the labor and the cost of replacing the pipe, it was the fact that hydroelectric facility didn't have water.
Yep.
So this is the freeze protection valve that they're using at Ware Shoals on the water line underneath the bridge. And what this is going to do at a 35-degree set point, it's going to protect that pipe from freezing. We're going to open up and water's going to start to dribble out. And by 30 degrees, we're going to be full flow. That makes sure there's no danger of water freezing the pipe, having those pipes expand and burst, not only causing tremendous labor costs of trying to replace the pipe, the cost of the equipment of the pipe itself, but interrupting the water flow into the hydrants and the hydroelectric station that supply line gets water to. So it'll do so reliably. It'll automate that process so you don't have to manually do it. So the valve itself is a tremendous value, and essentially what it is very affordable assurance against major damage occurring, as well as outages from not having that water line.
You know, I stay on call about 365 days a year, the water and sewer department most of the time. I can sleep at night knowing my lines ain't gonna bust coming across this bridge when there's snow and ice on them. When you start something new, you know, you check on it.
Yeah.
You know, when you see it working right, you don't have to baby it no more.
You build that trust.
That's right.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it saves that horrible call in the middle of the night to say, oh boy, a pipe's burst, I better get there right away to make sure that we have water supply as needed.